Well, hey there. Welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If this is the very first time you're here, yay, you found me. I'm so glad. I've been waiting for you. And if you are a returning subscriber, yay, thank you so much. I truly appreciate your support. So my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both sometimes watching a specific film. So the movie I'm reviewing today is called Yellowbird. This heartfelt comedy is now streaming online and new to VOD. So the movie is rated PG-13 and is an hour and 40 minutes. So I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines, and even recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that I think you might like. Or if you like those, you might like this one. All right, you ready to dive in? In a nutshell, the film was directed by Angus Benfield, who also helped produce it and stars in the movie. Writing credit goes to Tony Jarvis. In the style of The Office and Schitt's Creek comes a fun new comedy about searching for happiness called Yellowbird. This heartfelt film set in a small country town grocery store named the Yellowbird is centered around one successful PR specialist, Jake, played by Angus Benfield, now a stock boy in his mid-40s, struggling with his sobriety and his conscience in the guise of a gnome who's voiced by Brian Doyle-Murray, who is determined to remind Jake of all of his failings, including his marriage. Jake's mother, Rachel Rush, played by Kathy Garver, is struggling with Alzheimer's and is living in an RV. Rachel is holding on to a past she remembers as much more adventurous and exciting than this life and is determined to find it once again. And Scotty, the store manager who is stuck in a job his father wants him to be in. And so he makes all the fun and quirky employees at the Yellowbird miserable in return. Now, one thing that you're going to learn about Yellowbird is that it actually means something in addition to the name of the grocery store. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me tell you some of the things I really liked about the movie. First of all, the main cast includes director Angus Benfield, as I mentioned, Brian Doyle-Murray. You'll recognize his voice for sure. Kathy Garver, Plastic Martyr, Michael McLean, Britt Crisp, and many more. The hairstylist's name is Melissa Disney. Now, not a character hairstylist, but the actual hairstylist for the movie. So I was like, whoa, Disney. I don't know if she's related to the Walt Disney. Would you want Disney to be your last name, especially with all the controversy going on right now? Or would people just assume you had a ton of money if you were related to Walt Disney? I don't know. I like that none of the characters look like slick Hollywood actors, but instead real people that you might actually see working in a grocery store. Plastic Martyr has the funniest lines of everyone. I've never seen him/her in anything before, but the character definitely has the funniest lines in the movie. If you love awkward movies, you'll love the characters in this movie. The song Yellowbird at the end of the movie I thought was very sweet. It was written and performed by Ruth Benfield and Scott Oatley back in 2022. Several characters talk about the definition of a yellowbird, meaning that it refers to the love of your life, the person you can't live without. I've never heard that expression before and was wondering, have you? What I especially liked was that the film took it in another direction. Yellowbird doesn't just necessarily refer to a person that you can't live without, but a passion in your life that you can't live without or don't want to live without. And I liked both of those meanings. The movie was filmed in Redding, California, in a grocery store. I mean, I love that Jake actually takes pride in his job and is committed to sticking with the Alcoholics Anonymous program. You learn more about him as the movie progresses, and you really start to cheer for him. The characters really grow on you by the end of the movie. In the beginning, I was like, I don't know. But then by the end, I really got a kick out of everybody. Some of the things that I didn't like or just thought could have been better are that the dialogue isn't super good. It would have been so much better if the writing were really witty and clever and just hilarious, kind of more like The Office. Some of the acting isn't that good either because it's a low budget film, and I don't know if they paid all of the actors or not, but you know, it's kind of feels like an indie film. It's definitely a slow burn of a flick. And like I just said, when it first started, I was like, I don't know about this movie. But then by the end, I thought, okay, I get it. I see what they were trying to do there. And I thought it was actually sweet. There is a lot of corny overacting by a couple of characters that made them almost look like cartoon characters and less realistic. And there were a few rough editing moments, but hey, they just did something I've never done, which is write or direct a film. So good for them and congratulations. Let me give you some tips for parents. There is some profanity, although no F-bombs. A woman tries to hit a man, talk of a one-night stand and a possible resulting pregnancy, finding your life's true passion. And some of the themes that I thought were illustrated well are finding your life's passion, community and family, friendship, humanity, kindness, choices, living your dream, finding your true love, your yellow bird, humility, and honest. All right, so I always write down funny lines and interesting lines while I'm watching the movie, just so that I can share them with you, so you can get a taste of the dialogue and script writing. Now, I didn't write down any funny lines as I was reviewing my notes. There is humor definitely in the movie. It's supposed to be a comedy, but I guess nothing really struck me enough to write it down. But there were some inspirational and even insightful lines that I'll share with you. They're all written on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, so you can check them out there. But I'll share a couple of them with you right now. So Crystal, who is played by Plastic Martyr, says, "That's the beauty of being sober, babe. You become aware of all the things you closed your ears and eyes to when you were higher than a kite." And so we get to watch certain characters go through like Alcoholics Anonymous or, you know, some kind of an addiction. And we watch their struggles, and some of them are doing great and some of them are backsliding. And I just thought that that was an interesting element of the movie, and one that was sort of touching as well. And another funny line spoken by Plastic Martyr's character is, like Dolly Parton says, "It takes a lot of work to look this cheap." And then finally, the gnome, who is voiced by Brian Doyle-Murray, says, "Sometimes when you let go of the past, it opens up a whole new world." And that was one of the biggest themes of the movie, really, was quit dwelling on the past. The mistakes are in the past. Start from today and move forward. Create the life that you want to live. This is your life. You only get one. And I really liked that reminder. And I thought it was illustrated very well by all the different characters and the things that were going on in their life. All right, so before we go, let me give you recommendations to some other movies. The first one is Office Space. Now, actually, all of these movies feature employees in some type of a workplace environment. And so Office Space is considered kind of a classic. Another one that for me personally was really too crude for me to enjoy, but was a comedy and about workplace employees and that kind of dynamic, is Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. And then another one that also involves workplace dynamics, but again was very crude, too much for me, is Horrible Bosses. But I know it was very successful. So now the good thing about this movie, the Yellowbird that I've been reviewing, is that it's clean. It's not super nasty and crude like some of these other ones. So that is a big thumbs up. That's one thing that it's definitely got going for it, where you could possibly watch it as family viewing. Young kids, I think would be bored, but teenagers and on up might think it's quirky and fun. All right, that's it for my review. I hope if you watch this movie, you get a kick out of it. Thank you so much for always supporting me. And for those of you who are new, you can find me basically all over social media as Trina Boice, which is my author name, but you can also find me as Movie Review Mom in a Facebook group and on Instagram. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.